Hi everyone. I have done my Google My Maps project on Yosemite National Park. I grew up going here, and my husband and I took our children last summer for a family trip. So I have mapped out places to stay, hikes that I like to do, a bike ride to Mirror Lake, rafting on the Merced River, and places to eat. So Yosemite is great because if you want a tent camp, they've got it. If you want an RV camp, it's there. There's cabins. There's a 4-star hotel, amongst many others. So there's a lot of options. First up is Curry Village. Curry Village has tent cabins, traditional wood cabins. There's a lot of amenities here. The traditional cabins have their own bathrooms. There's a swimming pool. This is a tent cabin. One of the other cabins. Next up is Upper Pines Campground. This one is great because it's along the river. You can fish. There's tent camping, RV camping. And then there's Lower Pines Campground. They have small wood cabins. You can tent camp and RV camp here as well. Next is Housekeeping Camp. And a lot of these are great because you don't really have to bring much. You just bring, your sleeping bags, your food, a cooking stove. You don't have to worry about pitching a tent. Housekeeping Camp is also right on the river, which is so good for kids because they can just, if they're old enough, run off and go swimming, go fishing. There's a bridge that you can jump off of when the water level's high enough. And then there's the Ahwahnee. This is a 4-star hotel. And there's a restaurant, a bar, a swimming pool. It's quite nice. And finally, there's Yosemite Valley Lodge. I like this option as well. It's not as fancy as the Ahwahnee, but it's great if you have smaller kids and you don't want to rough it so much, but you still want to visit Yosemite. There's a swimming pool. You have your own bathroom, and it's in a good location. Okay. Next up are the hikes that I like to do in Yosemite. There's the Mist Trail hike. This takes you up to Vernal and Nevada Falls. It's a 7.3-mile round-trip hike, and it takes about 5 to 6 hours. It's great with older children, but the younger ones, I think it would be a little hard. Next up is Half Dome. This hike takes about 10 to 12 hours. There's switchbacks. In this specific area, there's cables that you have to hold on to assist you in getting up to the top. It's good to do, to say that you did, but it definitely is very strenuous. And here is Mirror Lake. Mirror Lake is great. It's 2 miles round trip. It's not a steep incline at all. You can bike up almost all of the way. Part of it is paved. It's called Mirror Lake because you can see the reflection of all the mountains and cliffs and trees in it. It's very still. Certain times of the year, it's full enough where you can jump off rocks and swim in it. It's an easy one to do with children, though. And finally, Yosemite Falls. So there's the hike to the lower Yosemite Falls, which is pretty easy. And then also a hike to Upper Yosemite Falls. Lower Falls is 1.2 miles round trip and takes about 30 minutes, and the hike to Upper Falls is 7.6 miles and takes about 8 hours. Okay, back to Mirror Lake. I mapped out the trail to Mirror Lake, the area that you can ride your bike. So again, this is 2 miles round trip. Having your bike really helps. And it's kind of different that you can ride your bike to it. You can also raft on the Merced River. I've marked where you can pick up the boats. So you pick up your boat, you drop it in the water at the start here, next to the bridge. And then this is a great little rafting trip to do. It's not fast. Small children can do it as long as they can swim or have life vests. There's certain areas where you can jump off and play in the water. There's some cliffs along the way that you can jump into the water. It's a really nice way to see Yosemite. And finally, I have marked places to eat. I really enjoy this about Yosemite. After a day of hiking and running around and being active, sometimes it's nice just to go somewhere and have dinner made for you. First up is the Awani Bar. Next is Degnan's Kitchen. And this is a good grab and go place. They make sandwiches, so if you want to get something to take with you on a hike, they can make it for you here. There's the Loft at Degnan's, which is really beautiful in the winter. Base Camp Eatery, another grab and go place. One of my favorite, Curry Village Pizza Patio. And then the Meadow Grill. So that is it. That's my trip to Yosemite National Park. I really recommend everybody going here at least once. We're so lucky that we have it here in California, and it's just about 5 hours away from Los Angeles. Thank you for watching. Bye.